Jesus.
Jesus,
Nice
Dr.
to
Laura
meet you.
Murillo. Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Dr.
I own a couple businesses.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Good to see you again. Dr. Laura. Okay.
Sure. So how are you this week?
So I want to make sure I know who everybody is. You are
This is
you are
Zach.
you're Zach.
Yeah, I was at the Baker Institute.
Yeah.
It was a good, actually by the same folks that put this together. It was a good conversation. It was packed.
Succinct and on time because he's on a really tight schedule. So that would be Zach, Yolanda,
Position there with them.
and you.
Hey, Steve Stevens.
So don't go too
Welcome,
long.
man. Yeah, I'm more than willing to cut mine short if any of these folks want to go a little over.
That's okay. I mean, you're
TV
for
personality,
2
and
minutes,
just
so
president of bank.
just stay with
Yeah,
your
it's part-time. He does banking and it's part-time.
Doing great.
Hey, Steve. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning,
Nice
Cora.
to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, of course.
How's Amity doing?
Energies, we're holding the fort, man.
Good,
In there. You
good.
know, if Houston does well, we do well.
There you go.
Can we get a group photo before we start, please? Okay.
Congratulations on your daughter graduating.
Don't fall back now.
Get 2 more years.
Thank you very much. Smashing. Thank you.
I love the screen seat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about everybody.
I'm Jesus. I'm a paramedic. I've been a paramedic for about 8 years now.
Yeah.
I come from Mexico. I was brought here at the age of 6, just about. Went to school, like public school in Aldi. I'm a product of MacArthur High School in Aldi, and I ran in college for Contreras. I got a scholarship. That's the only way I could
Where did you go?
Clarendon College, North Texas, just south of Moro, and then that same year, Obama passed the DACA program, and so I was able to actually come back down to Houston and finish the paramedic program I wanted to do. I just couldn't do it because at the time I was in the army, and needed a social driver's license years ago to your paramedic license. So I came back. I came back down. I did that, and in 2016, Harvey happened. I helped with all those party rescue efforts and freeze happening. So I've been off and on, being just an advocate for liberation and change for doctor recipients, right?
So did you, before you were able to get all of your documentation?
No, just because of the way that DACA is just like
It's like a moratorium or something.
yeah, it's just a deportation. So instead of like being a legal pathway, it just lets me work.
It puts you like in a state, like nobody's gonna mess with you, but you're not fully like really,
Correct.
you're in a uncertain status.
Correct.
But it allows you to work and do what you need to do.
Yeah, and hopefully, if with the way it's been and the courts, the DACA program is gonna be terminated or done for by the end of next year in the Supreme Court. So when that happens, a lot of us that are either doctors, first responders, are going to be left without an opportunity.
I hear you.
So yeah, I've just been advocating for like a permanent legislation that everybody's just moving on.
Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everyone. I'm Linda Laurel, CEO and executive producer of Linda Laurel Media. I'm here today in my capacity as a colleague of Stan Merrick, who's a longtime immigration advocate. I've been working with Stan over the last 3 years on immigration, was asked to be here today as moderator to sort of keep things moving along. So that's what I'm going to do. And we are going to get started now with opening remarks by Emiliano Valencia, who is the Texas Deputy Director of ABIC. Emiliano.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here today to commemorate the 12th anniversary of DACA. My name is Emiliano Valencia. I'm the Texas Deputy Director for American Business Immigration Coalition, or ABIC. We are a bipartisan coalition of over 1,400 CEOs and employers across the country, from Florida to Texas to Arizona to Maine. And our mission is to promote common sense immigration reform. I am also a DACA recipient, proud raised in Houston, Texas. I'm an example of what Houstonians can achieve when given an access to work authorization. 12 years ago, the administration introduced DACA and helped Texans like me to legally work, have a career, and achieve the American dream. Thanks to this incredible program, I've been able to graduate from Sam Houston State University while being a bank manager of Woodforest National Bank. Now, I help other Houstonians achieve their American dream just like me. Today, we come together to honor the significant contributions of DACA, recipients and dreamers, and the spouses of U.S. citizens. Thanks to the announcement of last year, we have been able to win work permits for the spouse of U.S. citizens and dreamers and allow them to contribute to the economy, contribute to the community, and keep the families together. Today's event is not only a celebration of DACA's impact, but also a call to action to the administration and to Congress to work together to further expand work authorization and create path to legal status for dreamers, the spouse of U.S. citizens, and to those who were not benefited from last week's announcement. Today, we are joined by distinguished groups of leaders who will share commitments to advocating policies and support all Houstonians to address the workforce shortages and challenges that we face. Thank you, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Emiliano. Our next speaker is Zach Galindo, CEO of Galindo's Coffee and Elixirs, and also a DACA recipient.
Thank you. I'm sure you'll hear all the stories of DACA recipients and how DACA has impacted their life, but what I want to highlight today is the impact that DACA recipients can have on other people, whether they're DACA recipients or not. I was lucky enough to receive DACA status 10 years ago. Since then, I've graduated college, Sam Houston State University as well. I've opened up multiple businesses, and now my company staffs over 70 employees, all who now have jobs, can provide for their families, can live the American dream, buy houses. This story is the same story as many other DACA recipients. There's also a lot of people out there that just need that one chance, just like I got when I got DACA. And so that's why it's such an importance to keep moving this forward, because we all make an impact, and there's so many people out there that they just need that one chance. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Zach. Next up is Yolanda Batz, who was a University of Houston student and a dreamer. Yolanda.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Yolanda Batz, a student at the University of Houston. My journey has been shaped by my immigration status, which has impacted both my career and life aspirations. I graduated from B.F. Terry High School despite my undocumented status. And when I turned 15, I was eligible for DACA, but due to President Trump's rulings and a Texas federal judge, I was unable to apply. This meant that my access to financial aid and certain academic opportunities were limited. For example, although I was accepted to the University of Texas College of Nursing, I was unable to attend due to insufficient funding. However, my life aspirations include becoming a nurse practitioner and helping others through nursing. I want to help break barriers in healthcare access. I'd like to travel one day, and I want to provide a stable future for my family. I also want to see my family in Guatemala, who I haven't seen in 19 years. And if DACA were to reopen, or if I were to obtain a work permit, I would gladly do that. My undocumented status has posed many challenges, however. I am in nursing, and despite recently passing my NCLEX, I have been unable to find a job. Methodist and Memorial Hermann hospitals have both denied to sponsor work visas. And during nursing school, I faced a lot of discrimination from clinical sites. My job applications have been repeatedly rejected as well. However, I've kept going. I like to contribute to my community a lot, and I've also published research with a professor at the University of Houston. So that was pretty great, and it goes to show like we can do a lot of things. So yeah, I would like to thank all the immigration organizations who have worked tirelessly to fight for this, and now here we are, and employers can have an easier way to sponsor work visas for dreamers like myself. But I want to continue to push President Biden and Congress to work towards a path to legalization for all undocumented people. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Yolanda. Our next speaker is Jorge Aila, representing American Families United, and he is the spouse of a U.S. citizen.
Morning. My name is Jorge Aila. I'm a U.S. citizen, married to an immigrant. I live in Arlington, Texas, right now. I'm also a member of American Families United. The purpose, a practical solution for this Congress to affect over 1.1 million U.S. citizens married to an immigrant. Today, our organization thanks President Biden for expanding work authorizations for the spouses of U.S. citizens. However, I'm here to urge President Biden and Congress to expand the work authorization for my wife and me and help her bring her back home. Daniela and I fell in love while we were working together over 15 years ago. We have a daughter. After we got married, after dating for 2 years, married for 15 years, we celebrate our 15th anniversary this past April. After her interview in Ciudad Juarez, she was denied for a green card, supposedly for false claim, and that still has not been proven to me. Since her green card denial, she's been living in Ciudad Mante, Tamaulipas, with my brother-in-law. When I took her there, they had a one-bedroom studio, basically. We added 2 additional bedrooms to their house so they could live more comfortable. Due to some of the cartel and my work schedule, I can only visit her twice a year, her birthday and Christmas. This has put a tremendous mental, spiritual, financial challenge toward me and my wife. And many times we have contemplated just divorcing just to make it easier. Our daughter misses her mother terribly, and managing work and parenting and household duties alone has been very stressful. The separation has even made us contemplate again to divorce. If we're united through work permit, we should start rebuilding our savings and building our family back together again. Pursue a dream of one day starting a company. This will provide us stability and a brighter future for ourselves. I urge President Biden and lawmakers to expand work authorizations for U.S. citizen spouses like my wife, Daniela. President Biden promised not to separate families, yet we're here to separate us still. President Biden, please allow my wife and many families like mine to live together in the country we know and we call home, the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jorge. It's my pleasure now to introduce the mayor of the city of Houston, Mayor John Whitmire.
Thank you, Linda, and welcome to City Hall to so many of our friends and supporters of Dreamers. It's so rewarding to share this occasion with civic, business, individuals, chamber leaders, participants in the DREAM Act, because this is special. And the program only allows me 3 minutes. I need more minutes to acknowledge publicly my experience with Dreamers in my Senate office and in my regular activities. I'd like to thank Representative Rosenthal, Ana Hernandez, Christine Morales for fighting to protect the DREAM Act in Austin, which we passed. Local State Rep Rick Noriega passed in 2001. We've been able to protect it. It means so much to have in-state tuition for undocumented youth that were brought here mostly when they were babies and young people. Ana Hernandez gave probably the most moving story and speech in the Texas House that I've heard when she got up and talked to her colleagues that were attacking the DREAM Act, that they just didn't know what they were talking about. that she had grown up in an undocumented family and what it was like to know that her parents could not leave the house at the same time. The one had to remain there. Can you imagine what that would be like for most Houstonians? But it's real. And I am so excited to publicly introduce a dreamer that came to Austin, was assigned to Senator Whitmire's office as an intern. And not only was an outstanding intern, graduated, and then literally fought her way to get into law school. And is an outstanding immigration lawyer. Maria, why don't you stand up and let me thank you for making my Senate office better. Maria Ibanez is an outstanding immigration lawyer now helping others. Started as an intern in my Senate office and did my darndest to get her in law school. Just couldn't get over the hurdle. And then she came, I think she wouldn't leave South Texas until they let her in. And that's the talent, the intellectual capability of our dreamers, undocumented. I will close by thanking everyone that's here. This is a day of celebration, but it's also a day of challenge. We've come so far, certainly the DACA, the DREAM Act, but we have so far to go. So let's all rededicate ourselves to that population that is making Houston the great city it is. This nation, this state benefits from this talent pool. We've heard from business leaders that we need additional personnel. We need talented, intellectual folks that can bring their life experiences to help others. So thank you. I'm excited. You're going to make me a better senator. You're going to make me a better mayor for bringing us all together, Linda, and certainly the sponsors of this occasion. So let's go to work. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor, not Senator. Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor said, Houston's very blessed to have so many in our business community who have really rallied around and behind this issue. We're going to hear from a few of them right now. Stan Merrick is the CEO of Merrick Brothers of Companies, construction industry, and Stan has been a tireless advocate. That's who I've been working with over the last 3 years. So please welcome Stan Merrick to the podium.
Good morning, and thank you, Linda. It's great to be here. Congratulations to you dreamers, all your accomplishments. I'm very, very proud of you. I'm a builder. My company builds everything you see, floors, ceilings, drywall, paint, everything. And we have the biggest labor shortage I've seen in my 60 years of being in the industry. Never have I had a need for people. We're working at the airport. Blame us for the traffic. We can't get finished. We need more people. Working at MD Anderson, working at Memorial Hospital, working at all over town, churches, schools. We need people. The people are here. We have 750,000 undocumented just in Houston. We have a ton of kids that are eligible to be dreamers if they would reopen the act. We could solve the labor shortage with the dreamers, and if we gave what I call an ID and tax program. ID and tax is an adult DACA. We know DACA works. Let's look around you. All we need to do is say, Merrick, you can go out and hire anybody who can pass a background check and work for you as an employee who pays and matches taxes. We'll give them a driver's license. We'll let them work, give them a 2 or 3 year term, and they can renew it in 2 or 3 years, and maybe one day a path to citizenship. It's a no-brainer. ID and tax are common sense solutions. We could hire, literally, I could hire 150 people tomorrow if they had legal status. And they're all working. You can go see them. They're in every job in Houston. But they can't work for people like me because they don't have papers. Please support DACA and support ID and tax. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Stan. Another great business leader in our community who's been doing an awful lot to work on this issue is the CEO of Amegy Bank. Please welcome Steve Stevens.
Well, good morning, and thanks, Linda. So interestingly, Stan and John and myself have been trying to help the economy for almost 50 years, starting in the Heights area. And that's the most important thing in really any society is an underlying healthy economy to create jobs. That solves a lot of problems. And today, more than any other time in my almost 50 career, is every employer, to Stan's comment, says, I need a growing workforce, qualified and available. So that's a universal demand, certainly in Texas. But there's a second point and a second reality. Trying to create jobs while securing the border, they're what they call opposing truths. They're in contradiction to each other. And trying to find a way to balance that requires kind of pragmatic solutions. And that's the third point that I'd like to make, is DACA is the epitome of a pragmatic solution, because you've got educated, driven youth who, for whatever reason, don't have the documentation. We've seen, Stan and I have been at a lot of vocational schools and other places where you've got qualified youth, and the only thing that stops them at the very end is they're not documented, and they can't get a good job. That's not pragmatic, that's not smart, and that's why we need to keep pushing good pragmatic solutions for what is really kind of a difficult topic. So, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Perhaps no one has her finger on the pulse more of what's going on with this issue than our next speaker, the President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Laura Murillo.
Thank you so much. And I've asked Yolanda to please join me because I want you to have a face to this issue. She's graduated from the university, she's knocked on doors, and she's still, despite the big need that we have in healthcare, this young woman is bilingual, she's educated, she's driven, she's come very far with very little support from Congress that could absolutely change her trajectory and that of thousands of others in this particular city and across the country. We ask you to please remember this face and do the right thing. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Estamos hoy celebrando este grupo de jóvenes que han llegado donde están por el esfuerzo de muchos en el estado, en el nivel federal, y además de eso queremos que todos sigan con ese ánimo de seguir adelante, que su cámara sigue con usted. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. And now please welcome the Chief Diversity Officer of Harris Health System, John Martinez. Joby Martinez. I can't read my own writing. Joby Martinez.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. I am Joby Martinez, Chief Diversity Officer for the Harris Health System. It is an honor to be here today to discuss a crucial issue that impacts our community and, of course, as you've heard from our previous speakers, our nation's workforce. I applaud President Biden's recent executive order to expand work permits for dreamers and spouses of U.S. citizens. The executive order by Biden administration to expand work permits allows an estimated 3 million people nationally to work legally while pursuing a path to citizenship. It is a significant step forward. And as you've heard previous speakers talk about the shortages in our workforce, the health workforce is not immune to this as well. We currently face significant labor shortages with 8.7 million job openings, but only 6.4 million unemployed workers. This disparity leaves nearly 2.4 million positions unfilled if every unemployed person found a job. And again, we are also affected here in Texas with employers, as you've just heard, in key industries struggling to find the workforce they need. The issue is especially critical for the healthcare workforce sector, where labor shortages can directly affect patient care and public health. Access to work authorization and a path to legal status for dreamers are critical to addressing our shortages, maintaining Houston's competitiveness, and keeping Houston families together. I urge lawmakers in Congress to advance this much-needed policy to help our Houston area residents. Thank you for your time and attention. I'm committed to working alongside all of you to support our DACA and dreamers. Thank you.
Thank you, Joby. Representing now another aspect of our health system from the Montgomery County Hospital District, paramedic Jesus Contreras.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jesus Contreras. I'm a paramedic and a DACA recipient. I was brought to the United States as a very young kid, and unlike many other DACA recipients around the state and around the nation, my story is one of trials and tribulations, right? I grew up in the public school system, and at the very young age of 18, I realized that my undocumented status would prevent me from becoming an EMT. Regardless of that, the Obama administration passed the DACA program that then let me pursue my EMT basic certification and then my paramedic certification. Since becoming a paramedic, I've been able to help Houstonians with things such as the Harvey rescue efforts, the freeze that we had, and anytime somebody calls 911, I'm there. There are many other DACA recipients who look for opportunities like these and who will want an opportunity to permanently stay in this nation. I want to thank the President for recently passing this rule that would help a lot of DACA recipients and Dreamer eligible recipients. What I ask is for permanent legislative solutions to help those of us that are under the DACA program and those of us that are undocumented. This is an issue for Texans. This is an issue for everybody around the country. But if we can have more DACA recipients or more immigrants that are given their full potential, the sky is the limit. We could have more paramedics, we could have more doctors, more nurses, more construction workers, more people that are here to contribute to the society. If you can identify us, you can live safely. If you can give us a work permit, a driver's license, and something to live and look up to, you can see us flourish. With that being said, I am a longtime Tejano, right? I've been here over 24 years. I've given my life to this country. I am no longer a kid like we used to describe us DACA recipients. I'm now a 30-year-old man with a wife who depends on me, with a family that depends on me. Please give us the opportunity to continue to work. My ask is for Congress and the administration to pass permanent legislative solutions to resolve these issues that we have. Like I said, this is not only for us DACA recipients, this is for Texans, this is for U.S. citizens. Let's make some common sense laws happen. Thank you very much.
Jesus, you wrapped that up beautifully for us. As you can see, this is obviously a very difficult, nuanced, complex issue, and hopefully by listening to all of the people who were here on the stage talking about the various aspects of this issue, it's given a little bit more breadth and understanding to the importance of passing permanent legislation. As we wrap up now, I'd like to invite Anna Carpenter to come up and translate into Spanish. Anna is the Deputy Chief of Communications.
Muchas gracias a todos. Estoy aquí nada más para hacer un resumen de lo que han dicho todos los que están atrás de mí. Primeramente, el alcalde John Whitmire reconoce a todos los presentes aquí, en particular al American Business Immigration Coalition, por organizar este importante evento. Y claro, también reconoce a los Dreamers, los funcionarios electos que están aquí en la audiencia, líderes empresariales y defensores. El alcalde tomó un momento para reconocer la historia de una de las personas que trabajó con él cuando estaba en el Senado, María Ibáñez, que ella fue una recipiente de DACA y ha experimentado en su propia vida lo difícil que es para toda su familia en esa situación, pero sin importar todos esos desafíos, ella fue a la escuela, fue a la universidad, se graduó, ahora es abogada y trabajó con el senador Whitmire y ahora ella quiere contribuir a su comunidad en todo lo que pueda. Esa historia también es similar a muchas de las que tenemos aquí atrás de nosotros, que se han graduado y han podido devolver a su comunidad ese cariño que tienen para nuestro país. Y lo que están pidiendo es que la legislatura del país de resultados permanentes para familias que son recipientes de DACA, porque una vez que ya no son niños, ahora se introducen a el trabajo, a la vida laboral y no pueden conseguir trabajo. Hay muchas personas que tienen los estudios, son capaces, pero ahora el desafío es conseguir trabajo. Entonces necesitamos el día de hoy celebrar el 12º aniversario de DACA, pero al mismo tiempo reconocer los desafíos que todavía tenemos por adelante. Entonces, con eso, El alcalde John Whitmire nada más quiere decirle gracias a todos los Dreamers que han contribuido en nuestras comunidades, los líderes y defensores de nuestra comunidad, y juntos continuaremos construyendo un futuro más brillante para todos. Gracias.
Thank you, Anna, and thank all of you for coming. Mayor Whitmire, thank you for hosting us today. Have a wonderful day.